What's up, bitches? Welcome to Penthouse Therapy. With your hosts John Seppa aka Schmagdies and Patty D aka Love Machine.
What is up, everybody? Thank you so much and welcome. The first ever session of Penthouse Therapy.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Directly from where, John? Directly from John's
The
mom's
penthouse.
attic.
The Penthouse correction.
Yes, aka John's mom's attic. Here we go.
Whatever, dude.
No, really, I want to thank everybody for listening. Whoever is giving us a listen, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we know we've been slacking trying to push this out.
Yeah,
for
people have been asking us, especially
friends, coworkers.
Yeah, especially one guy who we don't have to name right now.
Yeah,
he's
shall
gonna be
remain
on
nameless.
soon,
Yeah,
but he knows who he is.
Yeah, shout out, guy.
Yeah, but seriously, thank you so much, guys, for listening. This has been a long time coming.
For sure.
Long time coming because we are both opinionated people, to say the least.
Yeah.
Right?
Strong opinions.
Yeah, a lot of which we don't agree on.
99.3%.
Yes, a lot of which we don't agree on, which is...
I think we agree on food, and that's it.
Yeah, and that makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Because somehow we're still... This is still going.
Yeah.
And I hate you for like 80% of the day, so it's good.
Whatever. Worth it.
Oh man.
Nah, for real. Everyone, really appreciate you guys taking the time out and listening to our dumbasses here.
Yeah, seriously.
But like you said, long time coming. For real, like we've had this idea for a long time.
Yeah, finally too, man.
Like we talked about it before. Like our boy Kev had an idea, because like we are in a group chat, me, Pat, and like 6 or 7 other of our close friends, and whenever we have heated debates, whether it's about sports, women, animals, whatever the case may be, we always me and Pat go back and forth the most. So our boy Kevin,
and we're not scared to throw some jabs. That's for sure.
throw jabs, throw shade. It happens. Get into arguments every once in a while, but that's what friends are for.
Every once in a while we go a little bit too far.
Yeah, well, oops.
But it's all right.
Oops.
We're still here. We're grown men, right?
Grown men, big men.
We talk about it. We talk about it, and we get through it, man.
Yeah,
we get moving.
Yep.
But I'm happy to be doing this because we get to talk. We get to just say things that I think matter. We can get into some pretty deep conversations.
For sure.
And also just bullshit a lot as well. But I guess that's life, man. That's life.
We're very real people.
Yeah, definitely very
no
real
lies,
people.
no hidden, no sugarcoating shit. So this is going to be a very realistic / offensive / raw podcast. So if you don't like that, if you know us personally and you don't like us,
please tell us too.
Hit the pause button and just shut off.
No.
You're
Don't shut it off,
to.
but hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, subscribe first, then.
And then hit up me. Go on my Patty SDS on Instagram. Hit me up or go on the Penthouse Podcast Instagram.
Yeah.
Penthouse Therapy Podcast, and hit us with a message, and would love to have you on here. We can talk about these things,
especially if we don't like you.
Here.
Especially if we don't like you or you don't like us, because we don't care about you.
Yeah, no, I care about you. I care about our listeners. I probably care about them right now. Naturally, yeah, I care about this.
Well, but yeah. So for those of you who don't know, me and Pat, Jesus, we had this conversation the other day. We've known each other for the better part of a decade going on. I think it all started when so we grew up in church. His church was in Newark. My church was in South River. Shout out CCP. Baby. Shout out NJ. Shout out New Jersey. And every summer, our churches would have like a congregation all together in Pennsylvania, kind of like a retreat, and it was like a group of a bunch of different Brazilian churches, and that's how we met each other.
Yes,
most of the group did. You had your peeps. I had
yeah.
Mine.
We didn't know each other at all.
Yeah,
and then when we all got together, then that's when we'd all be like in our own little groups.
Yep.
But then like I'd be with my friends, and then we see like, oh, those are the South River kids there.
Yeah, the cool kids.
Yeah, right. You thought you were cool because you would come in with your freaking. What'd you have with the Jetta at that time? Yeah. Come in with that Jetta,
salsa,
like straight pipe.
Salsa red. Great.
Jetta was hot. I'm not gonna lie. Jetta was hot. Coming in looking all cool, revving your car when you could just.
Yeah, right, dude. Places. I was fat back then, dude. I was like 250 pounds, dude.
Yeah, but you didn't act like it. you acted like a fucking boss. coming in like literally, dude.
That's funny. As hell.
That's so true. Anybody who knows you
Yeah.
will agree with that.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That was my McDonald's days every day. But yeah, so we met each other through that, and then I think a year or two later, everybody, well, you guys did. You guys got close with Jose and Marcus because they started going to CCP for the thing that
breakout.
Yeah, the breakout with the and the little kids too. What was it called? It was
It was Kids Quest and breakout.
yeah. So Kids Quest, and then
by the way is still going on, guys. If anybody has a heart out for that stuff and helping these kids.
Shout out Kids Quest.
Kezia.
Yeah, Kezia.
Kezia the goat.
But and then I think Marcus was the one. Marcus might have started it with 360. You guys all had Xbox 360, and I had PS3 at the time.
Yes.
And you guys
So
were
did
constantly.
but then
Modern Warfare 2 came out, and I think I had bought an Xbox maybe 8 months before that, and then so we were all in the party chat together. That's when the friendship got even more developed, not just with you and me, but everybody together, constantly being around.
We were literally together every single day.
Every night. It was
we were in high school still.
High school.
We got out of high school. We literally get out of school at 2:35.
Yep.
Get home 3:00.
Xbox
until
11.
Yeah.
12.
11.
Yeah, and that continued even a few years after high school.
Yeah.
So
the Modern Warfare 2 started it all, man.
Yeah, great time. And then when when the rumors came out that PS4 and Xbox One were coming out, we were like, "Whoa, Xbox One it is."
Definitely Xbox One.
And continued to that. But even more so, because a lot of people don't have this experience in life, which I'm very grateful for. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to work with their close friends, and it's funny because not only did we know each other from church and from Xbox, but then we even had the opportunity to work together, and it started.
And that's what really that's what got us
you and me specifically.
No, I'm talking about me and you.
But that changed. So that was a bunch of different levels because that started when so me, Marcus, Jose worked at U-Haul.
Yes.
Right. And then you guys had your group working at Apple. It was Kev, Danny, Melv,
Doug, even
Doug.
even
Doug was in there. So we had our group, you had your group, and then when I left, and a few years later I started working at Lexus, I brought Marcus with me, and then Jose left and went to go do his thing.
Yeah.
At our current location,
yes.
And then Jose brought Marcus in, and at that time, I had let go of I had gotten let go of Lexus. And I'm chilling, getting money every day.
Yeah. On my taxes.
Yep. Thank you, Obama. And
let's talk about that for a little bit. How long did you do that for?
Dude, it was like 2 months.
Yeah, but you remember how angry everybody was?
Dude, it was 2 months, dude. And I could.
But you're living a life every single Friday. Well, it was Friday, right? Every single Friday, you got a check.
Yeah.
You got a check from the government, and you're just hanging out at house. Yeah. I go on I'd be working. I get home from work or if I was my day off. Every single day, every hour of the day, you were on Xbox because you were just chilling.
Yeah.
You didn't do
Great.
shit, bro.
And then, dude, but I could have milked it worse, dude, because every time I got the check on the bottom left, it said how much remaining. Dude, I had $11,000 left.
Yikes.
So then Pat's dumbass decides it's a good idea. So he's working at a restaurant at the time.
Yeah.
Great chef. Makes killer.
Risottos, baby.
Oh, I was gonna say orchetti, but that's fine.
Orchetti pasta, yes.
Big facts there. So Pat decides, like I said, I'm living the life at home, collecting unemployment, not doing nothing, playing Xbox all day. It's great.
Fucking bum.
Yeah. And then he decides to give my resume to his boss, and his boss literally calls me, 2 days later?
Yeah, because I vouched for you. I was like, you gotta get this guy. He's a worker, hard worker.
And then he immediately brings me in at the restaurant as a
big mistake on my part, by the way.
Yeah, right. So he brings me in as a back waiter, which for those of you who never worked in a restaurant, it's literally clearing tables and giving people water. So basically, you are a scrub.
Yeah.
Miserable job. You don't get paid well.
Bitch job.
Yeah. And then.
But honestly, at the same time, shout out to all the back waiters out there because it's not easy.
Yeah, without you.
No, it's not easy, man.
It's not easy. It's a very tough job.
Yeah.
Very stressful.
Yeah.
But I think maybe a month went by, and the kid who kind of was like the kitchen organizer, wouldn't say manager, but just like someone who organizes all the food and stuff going out.
Yeah, just make sure all the checks are coming out at the right time.
Yep.
The food's going to the right people at the right time.
Yeah.
And all that.
So he has a nervous breakdown, and I guess walks out, quits.
Yep.
So then our boss walks up to me and he's like, "Yo, what do you think about? What do you think
Why
about?"
do you think he walked up to you, bro?
Whatever, dude. I mean,
Why do you think? Because literally, I was literally vouching for you from the beginning.
Good mistake. I mean,
and what did I tell you?
Yeah,
I wanted you in the kitchen,
and
so
good
you
move,
can stop back waiting.
Good move on your part.
And make some more money with me in the kitchen, bro.
Yeah, $4 an hour, plus tip. So then I got in the kitchen. And now I'm working directly head to head with Pat, right? Like we're together.
It's me, and then there's
2 feet
of like a counter,
aluminum counter.
Yeah, where like the food gets plated and set, and then John right behind there, and we're there
12, 13 hours a day.
13 hours a day.
Yeah,
literally,
if not more.
Just sweating our asses off. Like, dude, you remember that little clock we had on the top left?
Yeah. Yep.
And even that little temperature on the bottom.
Yep.
Remember how many times that got so hot?
Dude, it got to like 100.
It got to like 100 and something, and then it would just like shut off because it was just too hot, overheated. Yep. And that was me and you, bro, for 12, 13 hours a day, 5 days a week.
And that was for almost a better part of a year that we were, and that really, I think,
shit show, bro.
Yeah, absolute shit show.
Absolute shit show.
That elevated our friendship a lot. Like we were close, but once I started working at the restaurant, dude, it went from like you were like top 5 to like top 2. Like it immediately.
It did because we were getting our asses kicked together.
Yeah.
Every single day, we're both seeing how like one another is kind of like struggling.
Yep.
And
I would see you get chewed out. You would see me get chewed out. It was just.
I never got chewed out, but it was. But we would literally just be getting our asses kicked and just. Literally every day, just busting our ass, bro.
Yeah, and to touch on that,
and dealing with the most toxic people. Toxic people you can possibly imagine.
So I'm glad that we're on that topic because for those of you who have never worked in a restaurant, highly recommended. A big life lesson.
That'll teach you so much about yourself and
teach
about
you patience.
People,
teach you about people. Teach you about how to handle stress.
Dude, in the restaurant. You see the best and in the absolute worst
of somebody,
of everybody.
Yep.
At one point or another, I'm not saying this is every day, but at one point or another, something's gonna happen where something's gonna be going wrong with somebody that day. And it's little. It could be something little, but it's literally sometimes you walk by, you drop a cup on top of a customer.
They're like shit.
Yeah. Then the customer's pissed off, and in the kitchen we have.
Then that backfires everything. So now the customer's pissed off. He tells the waiter. The waiter's pissed off. Waiter comes in the kitchen, tells us. Now we're all pissed off.
Now I got to put out some new food because glass on the plate. Now we have to wait for all the other tickets that are on
everything
there.
Else gets
and then everything gets snowballed. And then what happens there? Then the kitchen's now is pissed off.
Yep.
Which when the kitchen's pissed off, our boss, our awesome boss. We had in the kitchen, our head chef.
Great guy.
Was also pissed off, and when that happened. That's it. Yep. That was it. But I love that guy though.
Oh yeah, he taught me a lot of life.
My goodness.
A lot of life lessons. But and when we say restaurant, we don't mean those of you who work at Buffalo Wild Wings. I mean like a real restaurant.
Farm to table.
Yeah, like with
fresh ingredients.
Yeah, real shit.
Fresh food.
None of that fake frozen crap that you guys love to eat out there. That's just
everybody loves that every once in a while though.
It's good.
Even I love
it's good. But don't tell me that you want to go out like you want to go out to EO get some real food. Let's go to Applebee's. Like get out of my face, dude. Like you don't know what real food is. But for those of you who have not worked in a restaurant, this is not an understatement. And whoever if anybody out there who used to work with us is hearing this, I don't mean to be offensive, but don't take us the wrong way. But everybody humps everybody.
It's just a big fuck fest.
Everybody humps everybody.
God.
And at one point or another, everyone does drugs and like and it's just it's just an absolute it looks like
it's that hard shit too.
I don't mean like vaping.
No. I mean that's not even a drug. But I'm saying like the hard shit.
And it's funny because I thought that was complete bullshit when I heard it from people, from like friends of mine that work at restaurants. They're like, yeah, bro, everyone does coke. And I was like, yeah, right, man. And then I started working at the restaurant. I was like, oh,
this shit is wild, bro.
Oh, shit.
Dude, it's worse when in New York when I went to culinary school. As you're in school, you do a bunch of stages. And stages are something like you go into a restaurant and then you pretty much you got to show your skill when you get there.
Sure.
Pretty much, knife skills and, can you move around the kitchen and perform under pressure. And some of these restaurants I'm talking, these are I don't know if anybody knows about it, like Michelin star restaurants. This is probably some of the best restaurants in the world, you know, world renowned restaurants in the city. So you get in there and you're like, oh, these guys have to, they must be, you know, have everything together in life. They must be, have their head in their shoulders, you know, smart people or whatnot. No. Yeah, they are the most phenomenal chefs and cooks you'll ever see. But once the fire's off and the pan's down, everything's cooled down. Bro, there's some fucked up people. Bro.
Oh yeah.
And that translates all the way down.
We saw it there.
Oh, yeah,
and we
exactly.
had the luxury of, I don't know if we were the only restaurant in our branch in that branch, like that chain of restaurants that was connected to another restaurant. I don't know if there was another one that was like that.
There's one more. Yeah.
So
there's one in Morristown.
So me and Pat worked at a restaurant, and it was a chain of restaurants, but it wasn't like a McDonald's. It was like a real.
Yeah, it was a high end. It was a
real,
company owned a bunch of high end restaurants.
And our kitchen, like where the dishes were, shared the kitchen with another restaurant that was in the same group.
Yeah, completely different types of food,
completely different types of food,
type of service,
and that double screwed everything.
Yeah,
because now you had
if
someone over there is pissed off.
There's a fuck fest here and there's a fuck fest there too. They're just fucking each other, dude.
Yeah,
God.
Yeah, because I remember I hooked up with one of the girls from that restaurant.
Yeah,
and I hooked up with
and
one
you
of the
were
girls
talking to one of the girls from the
at the same time.
Yeah,
at the same time. And then the one girl confronted me.
Man.
She's like, "Yeah, I knew about the girl on next door." I was like,
what are you talking about?
And then the other one would show up like in the doorway, like breathing, looking at me like, "Hey."
Oh God.
Oh, what up? But great people, man.
Good times,
great
man.
people.
Like we said, it taught us a lot, bro.
It was an organized mess over there. Taught us a lot. Great people, made a lot of great
controlled
friends.
Chaos. That's
Controlled chaos. Made a lot of great friends at the restaurant. I don't want to drop any names, but shout out Wes.
Wes. We can shout out Wes.
Yeah, shout out Wes. You better be listening, you douchebag, because if you're not, I will literally go to where you work right now.
Be
and
careful what you say. From Wes will most likely like it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right, Wes. We know, Wes. We know you like to see us naked.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but a lot of good people that I met, that I became close with, because I mean, it wasn't a part-time or full-time job. We were there for 13 hours a day, 5 days a week.
If they don't even have a word for that, double time.
Yeah,
like,
it
wasn't full-time. It was double.
A lot of hours. And
I mean, I was averaging at the very least 55 hours a week, and that's on a slow week.
Yeah.
I was averaging
slow week.
60,
slow week. Yeah,
hours.
slow week was 50 hours.
Yeah.
But a lot of good people, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of stress.
And that's what got us out.
Yeah. So so it's funny. So me and Pat. So there was lunch and then there was dinner, and in between we had about an hour and a half of break. I think it was.
You did. I had 30 minutes.
Well, you didn't, because you had to prep for
3:30 to 4.
Yeah,
that's
you
what
had
I
to you had to prep for dinner.
Yeah.
But I had a little bit of a break. Sometimes I go to my car, take a nap,
Yeah.
which didn't do anything because my car didn't have AC and it was 100 degrees outside. So I'm just sweating my ass off in my car.
Yeah. No, and then during that time, hold on one sec. So during that time, it was like, for me personally, this is a little bit different because, so I went to culinary school, spent a lot of money, obviously, and a lot of time.
Thank you, America.
Yeah. A lot of money and a lot of time, and then obviously got the job in the company at a different restaurant than that one. Worked my way up, kind of, just literally busting my ass, like I said. And coming into a restaurant as a line cook, it's not easy. So you're there, you're standing in a 4x4 space,
hot.
Yeah, that's obviously burning hot. You burn your hands and arms at least a couple of times a day.
Sweating your balls off. Sweating your ass off. Sweat everywhere.
It's crazy. And worked my way up. Eventually got promoted after a year to head line cook. And then got promoted to sous chef at the restaurant that we worked at.
Yeah.
And at that point in my life personally, I was only focused on my career. And as much as I was doing things outside of my job on my days off, really, my mind never left that pretty much the job.
Right.
Like, I was always working because I was always thinking of new ideas to come up with, new dishes, new things we can put in the menu, new ways to run service. Like it was just so much. So for me, it took an immense and an incredible amount of toll mentally. And I felt like everything outside of my work life was just in shambles.
Yeah.
Honestly. I'm relationship wise,
I saw that.
With spouses and my family. I'm a family guy, I am.
Yeah.
I love my parents, love my sister. and that wasn't going well. I was just never. I was always stressed. I wasn't talking to them. I wasn't talking to anybody. Like I didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Because first of all, when I wasn't working, I was dead tired. And that's when you came in, because at that point I was already super stressed out because I had just gotten promoted, right? Oh no, you got there right before I got promoted to sous chef.
Yeah, it took like a month later or something.
And then you got
I think you got promoted twice. I think it was you were junior. I
got promoted to junior sous.
When I just started, you got promoted to junior sous like a month later.
Yeah.
And then a few months after that, you went to sous.
Yeah, exactly. During that whole time, me trying to get to that position was just, I think, probably one of the hardest moments in my life, because it was just all eyes were on me, and I felt like I had the pressure of our boss, who was not easy to work for, but I have so much respect for that guy.
Definitely a stressful guy, but a lot of respect for him.
So much respect.
Taught me a lot taught me how to handle a lot of situations.
Yeah, definitely. And that's when you came in, and then
that's when I came in.
Picks up where we left off.
But yeah, man. I mean, dude, like when I think about it now, like that was the most loose cannon job I've ever had.
Yeah.
Ever had, dude.
Yeah.
Like it was just like.
But that was a cool thing about that job, that we can freak the fuck out. Like,
and you were fine.
I can go in the kitchen and just literally curse everybody out.
Yep.
And that's normal.
It's
like
normal.
it's normal.
Dude,
but at the same time, that fucks with your head, dude. Yeah. Because you literally get out of there, your blood is boiling.
Yeah.
Like, you're boiling,
man,
bro.
dude.
Like you can.
Yeah.
But like that's normal. Like people are okay with seeing you like that.
The bosses were okay.
But that's not right. But that's not the real world. You can't act like that. So at the same time, when you have to be controlled under pressure, but when you freak out, it's not. It was out of the ordinary.
Working there was Inception, but bad.
It's insane.
Like bad
bro.
Inception.
It was insane.
Yeah, and you can do whatever you want, man. Like it was that. I mean, like I remember one time, they had at the other restaurant from the group that had the one that had the brewery in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Brewery. Yikes, yeah. Sorry, that's a
brewery.
Yikes. They had like a tasting, right? And it was like, during family meal, come down and try some beers.
Wine tasting.
Yeah, some wine tastings. And I signed up. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Try some company beer, some wine that they make, And I went there, and it was like an hour long. So I didn't drive there. This girl took me.
Smart.
Yeah.
You can just drink as much as you want.
Oh yeah. So she drove, and we got there, sat down, whatever. I think it was like me and like.
I remember that day.
It was like four of us from the restaurant that went over, and
you guys drank.
I think it was just me and one other one that was working the night shift too.
Yeah.
So, they're giving us wine to taste, and I'm talking like glasses, like and like giving us like little getting like shots of beer, and then when like. They would give like a bottle per table, so there was 4 of us at a table, and then we would fill up our glasses, right? And then
you always have those assholes like on wine tastings that like think they're like they're actually there to like know the wine.
Yeah.
So they'll take an actual sip.
Tastes very.
Yeah.
This is definitely from Napa Valley.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Dude,
they'll take a sip, and that's it. Like they're like, I just wanted to taste how the wine, so I can find its character and find all the flavors.
Oh man.
Meanwhile, we're there like. We got the rest of the bottle, baby.
Yeah,
like, fuck
there's
it.
always those kind of people.
Gotta hate those people.
So I sat there and like we would fill up our glasses and then there would be leftovers in the bottle and I'm like, shit,
yeah,
give me more.
Definitely.
And then I remember we got into the car and my head was spinning. I was like, oof.
And you were coming back to
work. I got to come back to work and manage the kitchen
run pretty much run how the entire service goes.
And then so we had a family meal and that day, not family meal, we had the
pre-meal.
what the hell is that thing called? It's been so long, man.
The
pre-shift,
yeah.
So we had pre-shift and I'm in there and I'm sitting down at the chair. I'm like, ooh. And Wes walks in and he's like, oh, he's drunk. I was like, no. Dude, my head was, luckily like that wore off in like half hour. So like, cause we were in pre-shift
but that
for
service
a while.
was a shit show. I remember.
Dude,
everything went wrong that night. That's cool. I don't blame you being drunk.
It's cool. I don't blame you.
It's whatever.
But yeah. So me and Pat went through that for. It wasn't a year. It was.
I was there for 3.5 years.
Right, but you together.
Me and you together.
I think I started in November. October. I don't remember. It might have been like October, November, and then.
Well, regardless.
We got
fed up.
Yeah, we got fed up of the stress every day. No social lives because like we're there at 9 a.m. We leave at midnight. You have no life. You can't sleep. You get stressed out. And then one of the days the lunch shift ended, and we go downstairs and we're just like, yo, this shit sucks. And we put in the group chat and we were like, yo, anybody hiring? And Jose's like, yeah, actually. I was like, 2? Yeah.
Best place for 2.
Book it, ship it, let's go. See you later. And then sure
God.
enough,
Dude, what was it? 3 weeks.
3 weeks later, we're both working in retail, and that's the second job that's highly recommended. There's 2 jobs in life that you have to mold your character, to change how you look at things, and to test every ounce of patience and your sanity. It's working at a restaurant.
And just how to deal with people.
It's working at a restaurant or retail. Me and Pat did both.
Yeah.
So our minds are double fried. Like, you know, like, and like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'll take. And I remember because we started working in August, right? And then October rolls around, and everyone's like, "Yo, Black Friday, man, it's gonna be crazy, bro."
Yeah.
And like, I'm gonna be honest, I shat my pants a little bit. I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm not ready for this." Like,
I'm not ready for
like,
Black
yeah,
Friday.
like because we had a few friends who had worked Black Friday at Apple. We had, you know, and everything we see like on the news or on everything is like, oh, these, you know, Black Friday stores open at midnight, and I'm like, oh boy, are we gonna handle this? And then Black Friday hits, and we're just like, well, not bad.
Dude, because literally at Black Friday was a busy Saturday night at the restaurant every Saturday.
Yeah,
Every single
Saturday.
Every single Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. You can just imagine us like face down, ass up, getting fucked every single day,
with a big cactus.
Dude, every single day. I mean, every Saturday, and that's what Black Friday was.
Yeah.
But like we were so used to it.
Because
especially me and you working together through it, like as close as we did, like literally 2 feet from each other during all those crazy times. It was bad. Yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't. Black Friday is crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But it wasn't anything that we were like, oh, we've been through this kind of
Yeah.
stress before a million times.
Yeah, and even then, I think Mother's Day and Valentine's Day were the 2 worst days at the restaurant.
Mother's Day,
and I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mother's Day is a day that I never look at Mother's Day the same. I'm so sorry,
yeah.
Mom. I never look at Mother's Day the same after working in that restaurant.
Oh yeah, and so Black Friday, right? If I'm putting it on a scale of 1 to 10, working Black Friday in retail, the amount of stress you go through, I would say.
Dude, no offense to retail, and I'm not.
Oh, at all.
No, and no offense to retail at all, because it's still
It's
very
a
stressful.
very
and also
stressful.
we got to put in context where, you know, at this point, you know, we're not the leaders of that store. Like everybody has.
Yeah,
it depends
I agree.
on the mindset of the people. You know, we're not.
No, but the leaders
like,
they have more stress,
right?
For sure,
definitely, because not only do they have a lot of things to worry about, so do we.
They have to deal with us and customers,
right?
For sure.
And there's numbers they're trying to hit, and things like
Yeah.
that. But in the restaurant, I mean, for me, I was a sous chef, so for me, I also had to worry about that kind of stuff. But it wasn't even like, it doesn't even compare, dude.
So
if I had to put Black Friday on a scale of 1 to 10, compared to what we dealt with on Mother's Day or Valentine's Day in the restaurant, I am not kidding, dude. It's probably like out of 4.
Yeah, to me, I was gonna say like a 6, and then Mother's Day was a flaming hot 10 in the middle of the core of the sun.
100% 10.
And
100%.
And I agree. And it's nothing against retail. But I think that because retail, we have. I mean, aside, like, holidays come around. You know, it gets busier. There's people constantly. You know, those
but
idiots.
You know what, though?
Those idiots who shop late for Christmas.
There's a system in place in retail. That makes
easier.
Our lives a little bit easier.
Yep.
Where in the restaurant, it's really like fend for yourself.
Yep. Chaos.
And
instant chaos.
Get this out as quickly as possible and tasting as good as you possibly can and looking phenomenal.
Yep.
So when you combine that, me having to put out the entire restaurant seated, and I got to put out every single plate. At the same exact time.
Yep.
Like with oh my goodness, man.
And
it's hard to even think about.
Dude, looking back on it, is I don't know how I got through that year of my life. It was that nuts.
Sorry, I got you out of your ass collecting unemployment.
That's okay.
To go work.
But yeah, like I would say like Black Friday, like a 6.5.
Yeah. And
then because you know what it is, like working retail too is I think we have more breaks, you know, because like now, like especially now, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Right, and even then, Saturday, Sunday, the busiest days because people are off from work.
Yeah.
The restaurant, we had like every lunch was.
Yeah, it was busy, especially
busy.
our restaurant because we had those businesses.
We had those, we had the business all around who always go for corporate meetings.
Exactly, all those big corporations.
In an hour and a half span, we would have 120 people.
Yeah.
Sit down and leave, and
like that,
like clockwork.
Super,
and it was crazy.
It was insane. Every day I woke up thinking, Mom, can't wait to get fucked today again, and like it was literally every day.
It's funny. So when we were at the restaurant, this is how much stress the restaurant caused me, and it didn't faze me. Everything else didn't faze me. There was one of the days, it was winter. It might have been like January, because I had started October, and then I got into the kitchen I think like November or something like that. I don't remember. Yeah. And so it's probably like end of January, February. We went home. I was driving home, and at that time I still had the Jetta, and remember so I had stock, it was winter, so I had my stock wheels on, and I had the rear wheels cambered in, right, and the tires were almost bald, like the inside of my tires were bald.
Yeah.
I was driving home, dude, and this was the start of everything, that the downfall to that car. I'm driving home, and bald tires, ice outside, like 12-degree weather.
I remember this. Yeah, I remember this. You told me this.
So I'm driving home, and I'm taking an off ramp to get onto Route 18.
Mm-hmm.
And there was, on the off ramp, this is by Rutgers, there was like a gutter, not like a sewer, that was pouring out water.
Yeah.
That pours out water every time, right? Even when it's hot out, like it's just pouring out water. But because it was winter, it was frozen, and I didn't see it. So I'm driving. I'm probably going 60 on the off ramp. I mean, it's not an off ramp, but it was a merger. It was a merging ramp onto Route 18, and I'm probably doing 60, 55, and my passenger rear tire clips the ice, and I do, like, the car jerks like almost like 90 degrees to the left, then 90 degrees to the right, and I probably clip over the median. It was like it was like a sidewalk, but it was probably twice the size of a sidewalk.
You called me, I think, that night too.
Twice the size of a sidewalk. That thing was. It had to be like a foot and a half, 2 foot high, little sidewalk. I clip it, and I go over it. At like, I must have been going like 30 miles an hour at that point. Once I hit it, I clipped it, and I spun onto oncoming traffic. And then when the car came to us, I almost hit the barrier. Like, I went into the river. So my car like does like a 360. I go over it. I'm like, doo! And then when my car came to a complete stop, I was like,
dude, like,
it's like, whatever. I'm just like, that's it. Like, and then
it's because we just finished getting killed.
Yeah, I just finished getting. An hour before I was getting raped, and now I'm just like, whatever. And that's what screwed, like, that, dude. That thing, me going over that thing, it looked like a bullet hole was in my oil pan. Like, it was, and the car was never the same after that. Like, I leaked oil all the way home.
I remember you had to keep refilling it. Like,
yeah, when I got home, so I made it home. I guess because the car was hot, so the oil, like, because I pulled to the side, and then I looked underneath, and I didn't see any oil coming out. I was like, whew, thank God. But I blew both my front tires, blown, gone.
Jesus.
So I couldn't even do it, like, change it, because what's the point? I have both are.
Yeah, you can only
so
change
I
one.
drive home. That's probably like 4 miles from my house. I drive home at 10 miles an hour. It took me half hour when it normally takes me 5 minutes to get from where I was to home. I get home, park the car. I'm like, my hands are shaking, but I'm like, whatever, I'm going to bed. They wake up the next morning. I go outside and I look underneath, black puddle. I'm like, shit.
Jesus.
And then I was like, well, there goes that.
And at the same time, you're like,
whatever.
Not whatever. Yeah. I go through wars every single day.
Luckily, my mother, that was the time my mother had went to Brazil, so I took her car for the month.
I remember those times.
Dude, and we had to buy a new oil pan. We had to buy a new what the hell's the thing called? I forget the name. That goes inside it cracked a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Bunch of crap. And
it's a nice car. I miss that car.
Yeah, me too. But and it was like $500 in parts. It would have been more, but my uncles, who know how to mess with cars, they came over, helped us put it in. But ever since then, the car was never the same. I knew something was still leaking because I would hit the gas, and you could just hear the turbo come out like.
Jesus Christ.
No power at all in the car. No power. So I must have had like an exhaust manifold leak or something. Something was cracked.
You got rid of that car. Oh, you got rid of that car. We had already left. We had left it already.
Yeah, that car saw where we were.
Our current job. Yeah,
our car saw it, and not for long because we started there in August. I got rid of the car in December.
Yeah.
So 3 months. But dude, the car
I missed that GLI, man.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Rest in
I
peace.
miss my GLI too.
Shout out Volkswagen.
Yes.
Also Audi. Shout out. Free cars.
I miss those, man.
Yeah.
No, but But yeah, man. So now we're in retail, and
A little less stressful. Still stressful, but a little
no,
less.
no, yeah, so stressful. I mean, it's just the whole idea. It's the competition, like everywhere. It's competition.
Oh yeah,
You
dude,
gotta,
constant. And
but it's good. I mean, it feeds you to want to perform or.
I do.
And,
I truth be told, like for what it's worth, I enjoy it. Like it's. I didn't think. I thought it would. I would be honest. When we got hired, I thought I was like, dude, I want to hate this. I want to hate working here.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be like some kind of a like stupid salesman. Like I don't want to be in this
Dude,
shit.
literally, I didn't know if I was a good salesman or not, or if I could sell. I had no idea,
Dude.
because I had never done that.
I've never done it. I
Yeah.
never did it. And I'm dude. I'm telling you, we got hired. I was like, dude, this shit sucks.
That was
It sucks. And then like 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by. I was like,
people there are awesome though.
I was like,
love the people.
yeah.
there,
3 weeks
man.
go by. I was like, yo, it's pretty
and
fun.
then
This
it
is
took,
fun.
It took a little while, but
Took a little while to get
I
used to.
started enjoying it.
And the coworkers. I mean,
but dude, the best thing about it, I think for you too, for me it was just it was a shock of how mentally stable I was.
Yeah.
And how like I sleep better at night,
Yeah.
knowing that the next day I'm not waking up to get killed. So I think that's the best part about now. And the thing about, remember how I was saying before, like my personal life when I was at the restaurant, everything took a turn personally.
Oh yeah, I'm happier now.
Everything took a turn mentally, but really family wise, I get to see my family more, see my parents more, my sister. It was one of those things that, I got a lot more time for myself where I wasn't constantly thinking about work and just stressed out. And I mean, like literally, I didn't know what people say. Oh, I'm stressed. Like, and I get it, but like I don't know what stress is right now. The things that stress me out now don't compare to things that stressed me out when I was at the restaurant. And that's a fact.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not saying my life is easy and everything is great, rainbows and butterflies. No, but it was so different, man.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was like looking back on it, I laughed at how brutal it was.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's funner. Like I have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's funner. That's
because
not a
the people, man.
word. I know you guys out there are gonna say, "Oh, John said it's funner." I know funner is not a word. I know. No need to criticize. It's more fun. I get it. But where we work now,
it's the people, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I've had four real long-term jobs.
Yeah.
4 real long-term jobs, and this is by far the most entertaining, fun, loving coworkers I've ever had.
Yeah.
And it goes from management to coworkers,
I agree.
like people, and we're
I
not,
agree.
and I'm not kissing ass.
And
like,
it's
for those of you out there, I know who's listening. Okay, you're my friend. I enjoy you. No shout outs, but I love you guys.
The cool thing is we're gonna get a lot of them on here.
Yeah, which is great. We're gonna get a lot of the
that's the
coworkers on
cool
here.
stuff. And that's actually, let's get into that. So it's, we're gonna get a lot of people we work with now, but a lot of our friends are also gonna be here, and that's I'm looking forward to that, because the whole point of this for me is, we call it Penthouse Therapy. Why? Because we're a little fucked up, right?
A lot.
Yeah, and we need some therapy. So it's good to sit here and talk and kind of get some stuff out.
Feels good.
Today was more of a day where we just kind of wanted to introduce ourselves a little bit and see what we went through and kind of the stuff that made us who we are and why we're close and why we're doing this. But really, what excites me about this is, I've always had this mentality. Everybody looks at life differently.
Yeah,
everybody,
every single person.
No matter who you speak to, they all have a view and a way that they view their lives, or how they view people, how they view everything that goes on around them. And that for me is what's exciting, because I get to sit here and talk to different people about different conversations. Yeah, and everybody's gonna tell me something different, and I honestly can't wait, because that's exciting for me. I really I want to hear from people. I'm a very curious guy to begin with. I've always been curious, and if I could just sit here and listen to people tell me how they view their own lives, or a few things that are going on around them,
super interesting.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a lot of interesting characters
for sure
that we're gonna get on here.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man. This is gonna be really fun. This is gonna be really fun.
Yeah. Today was just a little intro. Make sure you guys get to know us a little bit.
Yeah, because we're. If only you knew the whole truth of everything.
Oh, they will eventually.
Yeah,
some stuff's gonna come out on here.
But
especially over some beers.
Oh yeah. But if anybody, you guys have any suggestions, you guys want any topics you want to talk about, if you want to come on, have a conversation, feel free.
We got a little bit of a lineup going already.
Yeah, we got a lineup going. But feel free. You can, if you know me and Pat personally, you can text us, hit us up on Instagram, or you can message the Penthouse page. On Twitter, it's PH Therapy Pod. And on Instagram, it's Penthouse Therapy Pod. So which is
I think it's just Penthouse Therapy.
Yeah, it might have changed, but whatever.
Penthouse Therapy.
Yeah, but like I said, you guys have any suggestions? We listen. If we don't care, we'll let you know.
We always appreciate it.
We appreciate it. We don't care, but we appreciate it. That's facts. But yeah, thank you guys for coming in, putting us on your car on your way to work.
I love you all.
Or if you have no friends and you just listen to podcasts all day in your house,
We can be your friends. And like I said, we're going through therapy.
I have enough friends. I have enough friends. And even my friends.
We're going
now,
through therapy. We might be helping somebody else go through therapy
my
too.
friends.
They're gonna
now,
over time. They're gonna realize how messed up we are in the head.
Oh yeah.
Towards certain subjects.
We might lose friends.
We might help a lot of people though too.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're not alone.
Dude. But yeah, thank you for all my people.
Love you.
Love you guys. God bless. God bless America. And we will see you all very shortly, very soon. Stay woke, family.